Welcome back to the 6th edition of the Restart Zone Show, the show that gets you everything you need to get back up to speed to this week's racing action. I'm Jack, joined by my lovely co-host Brady. We're here to talk about liveries, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's get right into it.
Hell yeah.
So this week we had Sebring, IMSA, one of the most looked forward to events on the IMSA schedule as far as spectating on TV, as far as spectating in track. It is just a fun event.
And as far as driving goes, most, if not all, would argue, probably one of the toughest races out there.
That track is just brutal. 1950s era cement on an old Air Force base with $1 million prototype race cars on it.
It's not particularly wide. It's multi-class racing. It's 12 hours.
It's day to night cycle.
It is.
You race down the backstretch staring into the sunset.
And you know who led? Pretty much. I want to say they were probably in the lead for a good solid 7 hours of that 12.
No, more than that.
Regardless.
The 31 led at the start, and then it was Porsche
Penske showed up.
It just blows my mind that they weren't just BOP'd into the ground after Daytona, because they did the same thing at Daytona. They didn't qualify amazing. They took the lead early and never looked back. We never saw those guys again. They were out to lunch. It wasn't even a fight. It was a fight for who could finish third, and that's exactly how it felt today. But that's not always a bad thing. I think for so long, endurance racing, when you built the best car, you got to dominate. And, BOP is great for entertainment. It's great that there isn't one car always dominating for the spectator, but as a racing purist, Porsche built the best race car. They have the best driver lineup, and I think they should be rewarded for that.
Yeah. I
don't think that's a crazy thing to say, because I fully expect them to just be BOP'd into the dirt for the next race.
Yeah.
They already hammered them after Daytona. They put more weight on and they reduced horsepower, and they still dominated. I just don't know what more they can do without just literally dropping the hammer and just throwing 40 more pounds onto it.
Yeah, as it stands right now, the IMSA season is just going to be a Porsche Penske Masterclass, which, what else were we expecting, to be honest?
The 962 days, the 911 GT1 days, we've seen so many times that Porsche knows how to make a really fast endurance prototype race car. Straight up, it's what they've done. 917, by the way, throw that into the list, one of the most successful Porsche race cars. They just know how to do it. They've always known how to do it. And unfortunately, with the BOP era, they haven't really been able to show it, especially in WEC, just because every time they start to do good, they just get slapped with some more weight. And again, it's great, especially for a casual fan. Getting more casual fans into IMSA, it's awesome. I'm not anti-BOP, but in some ways it does rub me the wrong way. But let's not get too negative about Sebring, because it was a very fun event. While the overall lead battle never really existed, and it kind of did. The GTD battles, both in GTD Pro and in GTD, were great. Yeah. The Mante Porsche, awesome seeing those guys who have dominated so many endurance races overseas, especially Nürburgring and that Grello Porsche 911. They took their maiden win in IMSA. Great for those guys. And then an awesome last lap pass for the GTD win. Fuoco, I think that's the Risi Ferrari, passed the Heart of Racing Aston Martin on the very last lap after the Aston went deep. What an exciting... LMP2 is LMP2. There were some good battles, but in the end, the better teams tend to just surge towards the front, and that's kind of it. But the crowd looked great on TV. Yeah. There was a lot of action. Maybe a questionable yellow at the end. Let me see what I had here. Oh, yes, Acura. Really just shot themselves in the foot at the end of that race. While they maybe didn't have overall race win pace, they were looking solid, possibly almost definitely take that third place. And double pit lane penalties for both of the cars on the last pit cycle just absolutely ruined them. They've been practicing those pit stops, and they just make an error in crunch time, as many pit crews throughout different motorsports do, and it cost him a good finishing position, unfortunately. Now, the other big thing I wanted to touch on, which has been touched on a lot, but the team orders with Porsche Penske almost losing them this race after they dominated it so hard.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, you had the 7 car was allowed to leave the pits first to make the pit sequence between the 6 and 7 go a little bit smoother, but then was ordered on the restart to give the position back to the 6 because they would be on better tires. He fought on the radio, he being Felipe Nasr, and reluctantly gave up the position, but had to slow down because the 6 in front of them was not going fast enough. And the 31 Cadillac damn near overtook the 7. And that's when Felipe Nasr said, "I've had enough. I'm not losing this race because the 6 is slower." Retook the lead, and on worse tires, just left him in the dust. Felipe Nasr just went, he saw red. He was furious. He was fuming.
And I don't hate it.
Nah,
it was pretty good entertainment.
People don't like, the McLaren, the papaya rules.
Yeah.
And that felt, as a McLaren fan, that felt very papaya rulesy.
Yeah,
and just
let the boys race.
the just bad look of the drivers in pit wall literally arguing.
Yeah.
All public. Everyone can hear this.
You never want the team crew chief, whatever, to be at odds with the guy driving the car.
Yeah.
It's just...
and it ended up working out. They take 1-2, but man, that was dicier than it needed to be for a team that had absolutely dominated.
And we see that time and time again with the team orders and stuff like that,
Someone always gets hurt.
Trying to do too much, and then you end up losing time, losing positions.
Yeah. And someone's usually pissed off.
Yeah, let the boys race.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to talk about, the Lamborghini Temerario, still getting used to that, ran pretty well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't know exactly where they finished in class. Sorry, bad host. But no major mechanical issues, just kind of had a quiet day, went about themselves, and that's all you need for the first race in a new chassis. You don't need to do anything crazy. You need to not crash, not break anything, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
So shout out to Pfaff Motorsports, another great plaid livery. We love the plaid liveries, and we are dearly gonna miss the screaming 5.2 liter V10. Let's have a moment of silence, please, for the 5.2 V10. Thank you. All right, to finish up this segment on Sebring, I mean, overall, we just for another great addition. Another beautiful sunset in Sebring. You can say what you want. I am very worried every year that there's going to be clouds and that we're not going to get a pretty sunset in Sebring. I know it's dumb, but those shots of all the cars going through turn 1 with the whole beautiful sunset in the background, that's what gets me so excited for Sebring. This event is so unique. Just another successful year. I love this event. I'm so happy it went well. And let's do it again next year.
Yeah, one more to say.
Yeah. All right, moving on here.
NASCAR was at Darlington. Both Cup and O'Reilly's ran. Excuse me. I lied. It was a triple header.
Trucks,
O'Reilly's, and Cup all ran. Corey Heim, not in a full-time ride, showing...
Hey guys, believe it or not, Corey Heim knows how to drive a truck.
Shows again why he should be in a full-time ride. Was my prediction to win the race in Darlington? Won the race in Darlington?
Didn't dominate it?
No, didn't, but found
there at
a
the
win.
right time. And man, that stint at the end, he was 5 car lengths back from Chastain going into turn 3 and 4 on the last lap.
Yeah, he just passed him like he wasn't even there.
He just said he drove it so deep.
It was sick.
He drove it so deep, and it stuck, and it wasn't even like a slide job where he was just completely clear.
And it's just, it's just finding a way to win.
Yeah.
Finding the consistency, he's an extremely talented driver. Now, absolute masterclass.
Ironically, the truck that really dominated that race was the 11. Just under the control of Caden Honeycutt, who you really got a feel for. And we've praised Carson Hocevar on this show, but he just got way too aggressive, walled Caden Honeycutt, who, again, Truck Series regular, who dominated this race, and you get a Cup Series guy who's just doing this for shits and gigs while your season's on the line. Like, I get they should race them hard. That's the nice part about having these experienced drivers in this field is you get to race top-level performers, but they shouldn't. Yeah. They shouldn't be doing that.
If that was a move made by a full season points guy,
that's one thing.
You're not hearing a complaint from me. Like
that's racing.
It happens, but I mean, you have bigger stuff to race for, Carson. Like there's bigger stuff to race.
It kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And it rubbed
Carson
the
wrong way too.
It rubbed Carson the wrong way because he ended up cutting a tire down. So it literally rubbed Carson the wrong way. Now that was strange because at first you saw it sparking and it looked like the truck arm chain came undone and was dragging under that truck and causing sparks. And the rear end seemed to be sliding around. So I thought at first that the track bar had broken on that thing. And it turned out simultaneously he had dropped that chain and had a tire going down, which is why he was so loose. So that was just strange. Yeah. I thought for sure he somehow broke the track bar off that thing, which would have been an
unfortunate series of events.
Yeah, for him anyways. But yeah, that's you're gonna get that with Carson Hocevar.
That you are. He actually, I saw he reposted a thing on his Instagram reels. It was Carson Hocevar. It was like one of the AI things. It's like POV Carson Hocevar when there's a 4 millimeter gap to squeeze his car into, and it's just
Carson.
It's Carson, and he knows it.
Yeah, and he owns it.
Yeah. And and we'll talk about it a little bit later, but he
had a good rest of the weekend.
Yeah, he had a great rest of the weekend.
Actually, how did he do in O'Reilly? I don't really remember. No, he didn't. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, he did not run O'Reilly's.
This guy does no shit. Anyways, Justin Allgaier, just showing there's levels to this in O'Reilly's. I think
there was a debate this week on if he deserves to be in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. And it's a very tough point to make, honestly, either way, because on one hand, I mean, he has a good chunk of wins.
Yeah.
None of them are in the Cup Series, though. And they are very spread out throughout. He's been racing for many years now, and so he's had dominant championships, but it's tough.
I mean, I guess it would depend. Do you count? Is there like a O'Reilly's series wing, or is there like a you know what I mean?
It's just, are you inducted or not?
Because if we're talking about all of NASCAR, I think to be in the Hall of Fame, that would mean being the best of the best of the best.
So there are like O'Reilly's and trucks like ringers in the Hall of Fame. It's not unheard of. Yeah, it's not unheard of. There are, but they were very good. Like these were guys who, came in and just.
I could see a point for it. I could also see a point to be made where maybe
like
he needs to do a little more.
Guys who were like Corey Haim, but didn't try to go up and just
kept. Yeah. Okay.
But. I guess maybe that's a conversation for another time, but it is a tough case to make either way, in my opinion. But other than that, I mean, to be honest, that was kind of Kyle Larson's race to lose, and he lost it.
He did. And I think when I made the Kyle Larson pick, what I said was, I think that he's just, skill-wise better than all of the O'Reilly's guys at Martinsville. What I failed to think about at that time was Justin Allgaier, because I think he's probably the one guy who probably will stand toe-to-toe with every single one of those Cup guys at those driver tracks in that O'Reilly's car, just because he's
just a damn good driver, man.
He's one of them ones, especially in that O'Reilly's car.
He is a wheel man. He's just good, and I mean, he won last week in an O'Reilly's car.
Yeah.
Just quick. It was fun to see all the talent in those races. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Christopher Bell running up high in the O'Reilly's race, not in the trucks race, even though I picked him. But
Should have picked Corey Haim anyways.
No, I love seeing all that talent in all those races, to be honest. Obviously, talked about who's far, but it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, and for the most part, none of them were really dominant, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Larson was kind of dominant, but didn't win the race.
No, it didn't. Now, we're going to do a hard cut because Tyler fucking Reddick.
This guy, dude.
Oh, my God. Who let this guy
Somebody nerfed him. Oh,
win
and
4 out of 6 races?
you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm looking at a Tyler Reddick diecast, and he won this week, and he's not out there. Director, can we get a diecast change?
45. Yeah.
And that's yeah. By the way, to reference our diecast choice this week, we have 2 great throwback schemes from last year. 2 of my personal favorite throwback schemes from last year. A scheme so good to make Brady like it, even though he doesn't like Kyle Larson.
It looks good.
The hate runs deep.
It looks good.
And then obviously, how could you hate that Josh Berry car? I mean, that is just a looker. British Racing green on whatever you want to call that yellow. It's such a classic. It's been in racing for as long as racing is around, it feels like. And man, we love seeing it on race cars. But
anyways,
Tyler
Tyler
with that taken care of.
Reddick, man.
So I'm so happy just for that whole team.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, I feel like I'm a robot saying this so many times now, but like, I mean, after a winless season, to do this after a winless season is so crazy.
No one's ever won the first 3 races of the season. I mean, in this era of next-gen car, who has shown this sheer level of dominance?
Yeah, it's really hard to be dominant.
And you know what? And the thing is about these races is he hasn't necessarily been dominating every single race, but every single race he's been exactly where he has to be.
He was so damn fast today that they changed his battery and had pit problems, and this motherfucker still drove up to the front. He was so fast.
You don't. So you can argue, right? First 2 wins. Super speedway tracks.
There's no plate anymore. I'll never be used to that.
Super speedways, you know, can't really.
I mean, like, it takes skill for sure.
To finish off that 3-peat with Coda, and then to go win at Darlington. He said after
that is the driver's track.
He said after the race. Someone asked him, someone said he was like on to Martinsville next week, and he was like, if I can win there, the world's going to turn upside down, or he said something along those lines. And it's like, because it's like, I mean, that you can't say, oh, luck of the draw anymore, because it is physically impossible to luck your way into a Darlington win.
Denny Hamlin got about as close as you could last year, but
still,
he ran a good race.
Being in the right place at the right time,
absolutely.
running a full complete race, like
definitely. I mean, just so happy for him. Like, I don't know what to say. Winning in that beautiful Xfinity car, by the way, love that purple, man. That looks good.
Thank the Lords, he's finally getting some good cars, because that Chumba car, having to see all the publicity with him,
especially the 500,
three-peat, and it's just that ugly freaking Chumba thing.
But yeah, gosh, so great for him after just everything. I mean, the troubles with rookie, all the legal problems, a winless season, to turn it around like this. Yeah. So awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome.
So cool.
And you gotta feel for Bubba, and then I think we're gonna talk about that a little bit more. Obviously, not a good day. Riley did run decent until that incident on the front stretch, and then it never really came back. Well, actually, he came back on track just to hook Chase Briscoe on like the last few laps, which Fox never showed a replay of. I had to go watch the HBO Max driver cam to find out what happened. Thanks, Fox.
Beautiful work.
Yeah, as always.
But 2311 is looking strong.
It's almost as
it's looking like a quick car.
Somebody called that before the Daytona 500. We will release the files one day.
I think the other talking point I'd like to mention, a Carson Hocevar 37-4 drive at Darlington in that beautiful chili.
beat that horse too much because I know that's coming up again.
True.
But yeah, it's a good looking car, which he had a matching road car of that he brought to the track.
Yes, that was pretty sweet.
This guy.
But man,
good. I mean, proving that like he is maturing because people would make so many excuses for how he did good. Again, driver's track with the most fall off we've seen in a while here.
Talk all that shit you want. The kid has speed.
He's quick. He's damn quick.
Damn quick.
I was happy to see. I mean, like, that last run, he was just knocking him down. Him and Ryan Blaney, Ryan Blaney's pit crew has to be being funded by Hendrick Motorsports to actively fuck him over, because the 2 loose wheels in Phoenix and then 2 more loose wheels at Darlington, and he can still drive back to 3rd.
Yeah.
And win in Phoenix.
Insane.
Like, they're just doing everything they can. Fox said his pit crew was rated 33rd. They do all the pit crew rankings. 33rd.
Yeah. So what's the average like entry to a NASCAR Cup race? 38, 37, 38.
Give or take, depending on the event.
Yeah. Like that's so. There's only 5 to go to the bottom of the list.
And that's talking like Timmy Hill, like BJ McLeod type deal.
Freaking.
Like building these cars in your garage teams that are just slightly worse than you. We gotta clean it up, guys.
Yeah.
But great drive for him to be able to recover from their mistakes. And I get it. Like, it's part of racing. It's a team sport.
But very unfortunate
when it's
for
the same thing, letting you down over and over. Give him Joey Logano's pit crew. Joey Logano ran 33rd all day. He didn't do anything, but I'm sure his pit crew gave him 4 tires quick every time. Well, Blaney has race-winning speed. I mean, I don't know about race. I don't know if he was faster than Reddick, but I think if they weren't set back constantly, he probably could have got by Keselowski.
Do we have
one more shout-out before we really move on? Well, we'll talk fall-off a little bit, but I just want to shout out RFK. Obviously, the issue with Buescher getting hit, that's on them. You can't just dive into the pit lane mid-corner without telling the spotters you're just going to get run into. But they had good pace, and man, what good liveries to have good pace in.
That's
true. Watching all those Biff schemes fly around, they were 1, 2, 3 at one point in that race. And man, it just warmed my heart to see those fonts on the ticker, those cars on track.
Another thing I want to talk about, Martinsville.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
That's not what I meant. I meant Darlington.
Oh, okay.
We got a boogity.
Yes. Good point.
Man.
DW was back in the booth. God, that was just...
Didn't that just put a smile on everybody's face?
It just took me right back. I was instantly sucked back.
I love the, I haven't done this in a while. I hope I can get it right. And then just nailing it like he never left the booth. Oh.
It literally sounded pre-recorded. It was so good.
It was absolutely beautiful. But anyways,
we love you, DW.
Fall off talk.
Let's talk fall off, because we talked fall off last week. And I actually do have this as my L as well. And I want to specify this a little more nuanced than it would make it sound. I just think that maybe the drivers talked it up a little bit more than it actually was. Yeah. Their sim results did not one-to-one match what actually happened. Was there more fall off? Was passing easier? Yes. Was there as much fallout and was passing as easy as we expected? Not really. It definitely helped. It was noticeable. The cars looked harder to drive. There was more sliding of the rear ends. But I think they set the expectations so high when every driver is talking about 4 seconds fall. I mean, I jumped on the hype train.
Yeah.
Guilty.
We talked about it.
Got me. Yeah. Guilty. And I think, it didn't quite necessarily deliver to the full extent of how it was talked up, which I don't think is a bad thing, because we don't need to recreate those Bristol races with crazy fall off where Goodyear's panicking, mounting more tires mid-race because they think they're going to run out. It's good. We're getting more of an idea. We're filling in those gaps of, if we do this, where do the cars end up? It does make me worry a little bit that if we don't get a little more aggressive for the night race, the Southern 500 later this year, because the hot temperatures are going to help it. If we're running, it will be warmer season, but it will be at night.
Yeah.
So, is it going to be better or worse with cooler track temps? I think it's not going to help. So I think maybe, I don't know what much more you can do without, there's not much more downforce to take out of it. You could add more horsepower, but it sounds like that's not something that they want to do overnight. So I think Goodyear's probably going to have to step it up there. Probably try to deliver something a little bit softer. We'll see if they can do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. It's just like, it was great.
It was noticeable.
That race was good. It was a good, like, classic NASCAR race.
Yeah.
That didn't feel like a NASCAR race in 2026. That felt like watching a NASCAR race in, like, 2016.
No, and that's exactly, I mean, I guess that's not exactly what everybody wants, but it's just...
Yeah, it's probably not what the new fans want, but it's what I want. Just because, maybe not, I don't want it all the time. I don't want anything all the time.
Also, a super good strategy race, too. It was fairly clean throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
Not a lot of, I mean... Obviously, with stages, it's hard to have much of a
and it was like
strategy race.
Vegas as well.
Yeah.
And part of me almost wonders if drivers are starting to realize that points racing is important and we can't make such silly moves that we're getting so many cautions from. I could be nothing. We could go to Martinsville and have a wreck fest, but I'm just wondering if it's starting to really click that, like, we're points racing. We gotta make it. We gotta have a good points day. There's no more like... The lack of winning you're in, I think, is just a complete 180 for the whole field in the best way. That whole line of thought, like Austin Dillon dumping Joey Logano and however many other stupid things have been done in the playoff era just to get that win. How many dangerous things have been done in the playoff era
It doesn't necessarily
win.
matter as much anymore.
I had, and we'll wrap this up after this, but I had an interesting interaction with a, I guess, new gen NASCAR fan at my work. Which non-new gen is an age. This man was much older than me. And I brought up, oh man, I'm so happy to see the chase back. And he's like, oh, I'm not. And I was like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, I like the excitement of the playoffs. And so, curious now, I'm like, oh, when did you sort of become a fan? And he said in 2022. And I was like, man, I was just really surprised that, like, adults out there are people who liked the playoff format, and I think it's just being, I mean, I can't imagine what it's like to get into the sport in the first year of the next gen with, like, drivers getting concussions, tires blowing constantly, and, like, terrible short track racing. I don't know how you would have stuck with it, to be honest.
But I think part of the problem is, like, do you think this is a guy who is a motorsports fan that, like, or maybe not this guy in particular, but I think in a lot of cases the newer gen NASCAR fans are maybe people that are transplanted from other sports, not necessarily other motorsports. So the playoff format makes more sense to you in that case. It makes...
coming from other sports, it is a lot like how the NFL playoffs work.
But coming from...
I guess, honestly, it's a little more like hockey than the playoffs, but...
Yeah, well, it's just a little bit more like any kind of playoff. It's just kind of... Yeah, but like
with the
series,
round, yeah. I'd say it's a little more
I guess
hockey,
I see what you mean. But regardless, I guess in that way, but coming from other motorsports, whether you were a fan of... F1
but
or...
if you'd come from really any other motorsport, all you know is full season points.
Yeah.
Except for just in the last year, V8 supercars.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was interesting. Chastain fan, by the way, if that says anything. I could see that. That was the Hail Melon year. I would see why that would make you a Chastain fan.
Heck yeah, I could see that.
Can't blame him.
Let's do what we said we were going to do and talk about some liveries.
Yeah, there was a lot of liveries. Do you want to... I have a slightly longer list, so yeah,
I want to kick this off.
He's getting some of the obvious ones out of the way.
So, same team for my LNW. Both of them are Cup cars. Spire Motorsports put out maybe the sickest throwback livery I've ever seen in my life. I honestly might have to get it.
Whoa. Let's not get too crazy now.
Hey, say what you will. And considering that he drove from 37 to 4th in it.
That's true. Doing a drive like that in the livery was awesome.
Yeah. So I will say maybe recency bias has gotten me, but I love that 3 Wrangler car that Dale drove, obviously. and I loved the way it looked on the 77 Chili's car. And he ran fantastic in it. It's an obvious W. I think you guys probably saw one of us picking that. My L is that repulsive Daniel Suarez 7 car. The green is bad. The way the colors are blocked is bad.
Uninspired.
It's bad from the side. It's bad from the front. It didn't look good on track. Yeah. It was just...
Which is unfortunate because he had a pretty good run, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, pretty good day for the 7 team. But just...
Better than Ross Chastain. Oh, that'll be such a fun beef to follow.
But yeah, that 7 car was pretty bad.
Yeah, I think this week for any throwback schemes for when I, present the images to you guys here, I guess I'll have to put the picture of the car they're throwing back to.
Yeah, okay.
Which, getting to mine, like I said, I have kind of a long list. Technically 3. The first one I'm going to throw in here is the Porsche Penske throwbacks to the 911 GT1s with mobile. Super great looking cars. The white with just the pinstriping blue and red. Oof, man. And I love 911 GT1s, obviously before my time, but Lord, they sound amazing. Oh, yeah. They look amazing. They're damn cool race cars. And to throw back to them on like a modern day 963, which is literally a spaceship, I love seeing them on track. Loved watching them dominate. It was sick.
They're pretty.
All right, let's get into some NASCAR cars because I have two NASCAR cars. They're both throwing back to the same car. And that's Ryan Preece's throwback livery and Dean Thompson. Now, I want to throw in Preece because obviously he ran pretty well in the Cup Series with Roush Racing.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's big. But to be honest, Dean Thompson did it a lot better. That one is a lot more lore accurate, and I appreciate them for the lore accuracy.
44?
What?
No,
26. I'll show you it after the episode.
Yeah,
they did a good job. Especially
did the 44 also do a Biff throwback?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Okay, so that's why. Okay,
yeah.
Anyways.
No, that's fair. I mean, there was a lot of Biff, which thank you, Field, for doing as much as you can to represent Biff. They had a big logo on the inside of the front stretch as well. The track did. Just such a tragic loss. Such a good guy, and I love how well the field has, represented it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those 3, really 4 if you want to say, because those Porsches were separate liveries.
True.
But yeah, my L, I'm just going to go with Chase Elliott. Never liked the UniFirst car.
Of all of them.
It's
just
that green is just... It's like not minty enough to be minty, and it's not like regular green enough to be like
I think the word that I'd like to use to describe it is the word that you chose to describe the Daniel Suarez car, just corporatized.
Yes, it is a very corporate, lifeless sponsor. And yeah, it doesn't inspire me. So no, L.
Now for W and L of the week.
You lead us off.
Sebring, attendance through the roof.
We'd love to see it.
Everybody was there. Everybody and your mom was there. It was great. That's what we want. I mean,
I was almost there. It almost happened.
Racing attendance has. I feel like in general, we're kind of just been trending up lately.
It's cool. Racing's cool again, guys.
Dude, it's great.
And we're gonna keep making it cooler. Make
Yeah.
racing cool again. I'm making an off-brand MAGA hat. Putting it down now. Make racing cool again. It's happening. We're gonna sell it. That's our first merch line, right there.
Except it has to be all black, like the Elon Musk one.
No. Full red with the white writing.
No, it's gonna be all black like the Elon Musk one.
To make racing cool again. That's it. There's your first merch line. No, but yeah, it was awesome. Great numbers all around. Biggest attendance number at that track ever.
Yeah.
The camping areas was packed. When they were doing the aerial shots, you couldn't fit another tent in there if you tried.
No, they were talking about it all day long.
Yeah. It was awesome.
And so for the L pick for the day, or for last week, I guess I should say, it's just going to be Bubba Wallace's day. I mean, brutal.
Kind of ended by his team owner.
Especially seeing your team win.
That was Toyota on Toyota violence. That was Gibbs into legacy. into 2311.
And by no means is Bubba Wallace having a bad year, but just
he's third in points, I believe.
To see what your machinery is capable of week after week after week, and then to have a week like this.
Not only that, really, he shows what he's capable of. Yeah. He was quick, and then they have pit problems, and then they get caught. The pit problems put him back in the pack, and they get caught up in an accident.
Just brutal.
It's a tale as old as time, unfortunately. But
yeah, happens.
You're going to get that in big-time racing.
That you are.
All right. I'm going to throw in my L first because I like the bad news first. It's just kind of something I've really already harped on. It just was unfortunate how much talk happened about the fall off, just because I think it hurt the poll of was this a good race, yes or no, just because I think it set the expectations so high that this was going to be chaotic.
Yeah.
This was going to be having to pit in 20 laps because of tire fall off. And it wasn't like that. It was more regular NASCAR fall off, which was good because before we had irregular NASCAR fall off the other direction. So, it's just the L because I think it just set the expectation a little too high. And I think didn't get the reaction. I think if it wasn't all talked up, this would be very positive.
Yeah.
But because we were expecting
fireworks.
Exactly. And got some sparklers, which are still better than nothing.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've already harped on that, so I won't anymore. My W is going to be Denny Hamlin's recovery drive from being involved in the same accident, bending a toe link, and he on his podcast said that made the car faster somehow.
Hey.
He smacked the wall on the right side, the same thing that Bubba did that ruined his race, the same thing that Larson did that ruined his race. Bubba was a fucking moving chicane that whole race.
No, yeah.
He was literally a moving chicane. And Denny Hamlin hit it pretty similar way, and he just took off on the next restart, and he was moving.
Hey.
It makes no sense to me, but a huge recovery drive. I don't know how he did it. I guess, it
was impressive stuff.
Good strategy will do that, but it just blows my mind that car was not broke.
Yeah, because
he must have just somehow bent it just right to where it added more camber in the car or something.
Whatever works, man.
Still didn't burn the tires too much. All right, enough about last week.
We need. I don't know if this is too much for Jack, but you better put a fucking yawn counter for me on this fucking episode because it's got to be at 10 already.
I'm just now realizing the only thing I don't like about that Zilch scheme is the back is barren. Why is it just blank white?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just you can just throw a little Red Bull logo in there.
I would. It's probably just because it was not a full-time scheme. I don't know. Anyways.
All right.
Take it away, Jack.
Oh yeah, we're talking IndyCar at Barber. All right.
This is the segment of the episode where I let him yap about IndyCar because I'm still learning and really have nothing to add. Take it away, Jack.
Yippee. We're at Barber, the Grand Prix of Alabama. Cool. It's so hard for me to say one of the coolest tracks we go to in IndyCar because we go to so many cool tracks in IndyCar. That's one thing I really like about IndyCar, but nonetheless, it is half racetrack, half museum, half art exhibit. I guess that wouldn't really be half. It is part museum, part racetrack, part art exhibit. It's rolling elevation change, beautiful scenery, a Buc-ee's right at the end of the road. What more could you ask for?
Nothing really.
No, but in all seriousness, Barber is an interesting one for IndyCar because in the Aero Kit days it did very good. I think it struggles a little bit more now as far as aero wash just because a lot of those turns are high speed. It's a little hard to follow. Very clean green racetrack. Things do tend to get spread out, but that's all right because sometimes we get great strategy races. And that's kind of a bit of what I'm expecting. Really, I'm expecting Alex Palou to win this race by a large margin. But that's what we're going to get into is, can someone make that not happen?
I mean, we've seen already this IndyCar season, Palou get tracked down and passed, not on a similar track by any means.
No, and by the guy who is known for being good at that particular type of track.
But... However, we've seen it happen, so can it happen again?
And Palou isn't completely mistake-free. He did that one thing at Mid-Ohio last year. Was that the only mistake he made all year? Yes, but he's not completely
No, he's not.
unmistakable.
He's not fully a robot. Only mostly a robot.
Only 99.9%. But you know, it's so hard to bet on anybody. Now, I have bet on somebody else, not with my money, but with my pick. But we'll get to that later. But the perfect tens, man, they're called that for a reason.
Yeah.
Alex Palou is so good on natural terrain road courses, and Penske doesn't really seem like they have the raw pace on non-ovals to compete right now. Maybe they can prove me wrong. This is the first natural terrain road course of the season.
Yeah.
So I guess technically we don't know.
But we know. At least we think we know.
Ganassi's looked pretty decent. Scott Dixon obviously had a big recovery drive after starting last on the field in Arlington. So some speed in that car, as we should expect. It's Scott Dixon after all.
Yeah.
But I think maybe McLaughlin, a bit of a sleeper pick. He's been very successful at this track. For Penske, I guess it really depends on, can Penske really nail the setup? And other than that, I think maybe Andretti could have a chance. Obviously, they won in Arlington. I just wonder if they could just find that little piece that they're missing at the natural terrain courses.
Yeah.
It's not a lot. Their cars are good there. And if they can just make that step over, they're in Hondas. You have the right power plant that you need to be winning at these tracks. Now, granted, so does Ganassi with all the extra funding and the best driver in the field, but we'll see. We, like I said earlier, I forgot the number. Tony Donahue brought it up, but a large majority of the last 5 races at this racetrack have been run under green. I think upwards of 95%.
Yeah.
Which, again,
not always a bad thing.
No, really kind of expect if there's going to be a caution, it's going to be at the start of the race from regular race start shenanigans. But it's just going to be a good classic, hopefully a good classic strategy race. Hopefully it isn't Palou driving away while still conserving and just able to out-strategy everybody.
Looking like a 2026 Mercedes.
Yeah, or a 2026 Sebring Porsche Penske.
Yeah, that's true.
But you'll be looking for those undercuts versus overcuts, obviously. This is going to be all about green flag pit cycles. Can you outlast on older tires versus can your pit crew get you out quick? It's so much emphasis on this week more than others because of how green this track tends to be, is on that pit crew. Can they get you in and out as quick as possible without mistakes? Because we've seen Andretti at Arlington, they struggled. It was really what was bringing them down that race.
Yeah.
Versus Alex Palou, the perfect tens. They just nail it every time. That team, that organization is just every dot, every I.
Yeah, every I is dotted, every T is crossed.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
They just got it. But yeah, no, I mean, not a ton to talk on. We're all getting antsy. We're ready for Long Beach. We're ready for the month of May. Lord, I love the month of May. But yeah, let's
Speaking of words that start with the letter M, Martinsville. That was a segue for sure.
That was a Dean Kamen moment for sure.
Anyway, so paperclip track.
Paperclip, baby. We got modifieds, we got O'Reilly's, and we got Cup. I don't know why I said it like that. Sorry. Dude, the lack of sleep's catching up to me.
2311 and the 45 team rolling into this weekend with crazy momentum as they have been every weekend so far this NASCAR season, besides Daytona, but obviously that was the first weekend, so nobody had momentum.
Yeah.
Can we see somebody else show up? Can we see Toyotas not be dominant? Can we see...
We've seen struggles from Hendrick, especially last week.
Yeah.
Darlington, awful week for Hendrick. But not for Chevys.
No.
For Hendrick.
No, not for Chevys. Chevy's been kind of well.
In Darlington, I mean, yeah. Definitely Spire, at least. Spire low-key got it over Hendrick. Crazy, but
I think they had 2 top 10 cars.
But Martinsville is a track that Hendrick dominated. When there was the 40th anniversary race where they were all running the red cars. Did they finish 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, that race? I'm pretty sure that happened.
Potentially.
Yeah. They are really good at that track. And I just, especially with the body change should be the least important at a track like Martinsville.
Yeah.
Aero matters, but at Martinsville, less than almost any other track that we go to. It's about the drivers behind the wheel. Especially, we saw how the new short track package was at Darlington. It'll be very different here.
Very different. I mean, yeah, very different track.
No banking, essentially. Very little banking. Tight corners, slow speeds. I think it will... I don't want to hype stuff up again, but I think it will improve this racing a little more than it improved the Darlington racing.
I think the issue about Martinsville is if the Toyotas can lock out the front spots in qualifying,
it depends.
It is significantly harder to move up the order in Martinsville than it is in Darlington. Significantly so.
I just think more now, because of extra horsepower now, people are going to burn tires more. Because you didn't see at Darlington as much. There's not quite as much off-throttle time to really slide the back. But at Martinsville, where you are full in the brakes before full accelerating out of the corner, there's a lot more opportunity to slide the tires, a lot more opportunity to burn them down. So
a lot more opportunity for skill gap.
Exactly. A lot more opportunity for good drivers, regardless of car, to show that they are the best. So I think it'll help where I do think Toyota will probably, on pure one-lap pace, will probably be very up there if I had to take a guess. Yeah. But I think you need to absolutely look out for your Ryan Blaney's.
As you always do.
Which, I mean, we saw it at Darlington. Problems, everything that happened that race.
Still run high.
Ryan Blaney can just... He's the best at passing in the Cup Series, let's be honest. For as much as he's had to do it this year, all the dirty air he's running, he has passed so many people.
Yeah. I mean, he thrives in it. I'm sure he would love to run up front all day.
I'm sure he'd love to just run a clean air and dominate a race.
But man, does he thrive in it.
His pit crew doesn't believe in that. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I really hope it provides that opportunity to really let drivers show that they know what they're doing, that it's not just if you drive for Hendrick or Gibbs, that if you are a good race car driver, you can win races in the Cup Series.
Yeah.
Period. If you drive for the big 4 teams.
Do we have anything else to say about NASCAR?
I guess O'Reilly's could be very fun. We kind of glossed over them.
True.
I do have the entry list real quick. It's, one thing I will always hate about the next gen car, and the only way they fix this if they fundamentally change the car, is how stiff they are. Part of the fun of Martinsville is, the bump and runs. That's so much easier to do in the O'Reilly cars when it's not a solid object hitting, it's a solid object. Both of these objects can squish when you hit them.
Yeah.
Whereas you saw Brad Keselowski try to do the bump and run on Christopher Bell in Bristol last summer, and he just slammed into him, and it literally just gave Christopher Bell a speed boost. That's not how it works. That's supposed to crush the front end of Brad's car and crush the back end of Bell's car, and instead it did neither and just speed boosted him. The physics are just weird about him. Brad Perez is driving. We love Brad Perez. He's super cool. DJ and NASCAR driver. So we love you, Brad. But yeah, that's the one thing I look forward to in a Trucks or O'Reilly's race at Martinsville, is just that is more classic stock car racing. The cars buckle when you hit them.
Yeah.
They don't speed boost somebody. And it's more the natural bump and run. Versus to bump and run in the Cup Series, you gotta fuck a guy up. You gotta really rough him up, and it just pisses him off. Versus the bump and run, and how NASCAR's always been, it's just part of Martinsville racing. They get shuffled a little bit. They fall back in line. They know they were slower. It works out, and everyone goes on their merry way. So watch the O'Reilly's race.
Yeah.
That's my big overarching. Don't sleep on the O'Reilly series. Don't do it.
F1 will be in Japan.
Speaking of liveries, again.
Suzuka. Yes, speaking of liveries.
I mean, there's really 2, 3.
Yes, 3.
3, yes.
can anybody come up with an answer for that Mercedes?
Probably not till after the April break. Let's be
At
real.
least, right? At least, but
We can hope. Hey, maybe Ferrari's got the party wing going.
yeah, maybe.
Will it suddenly make them faster than the Mercedes? No, no, it will not. That's going to be a big one on the count. I might have to count as 2.
I think the big thing we're looking at is something we kind of saw in Japan a little bit, or excuse me, saw in China a little bit, was parts of the track that maybe weren't necessarily racy under the last regs. Can we get a racy Japan? Can
this
we
will
see
be
following through the S's?
The
Can we
test
see...
of all tests, because this track was one of the worst, if not the worst, for the 2025 regs. I love this track. Super fun to drive, but I mean, there is no passing opportunities. There's the
lots
hairpin.
of IRL laps around Suzuka, by the way.
Yes, many. All in open wheel cars as well. No, but the hairpin, you can kind of, and the chicane, you can kind of.
But
so many flowy high speed corners, which again, super fun to drive.
But not
in
good
previous,
for
in
passing.
dirty air regs, not good. Now, it's the dirty air almost seems like completely ineffective. Like it seems like they really nailed it.
Yeah.
Where we've seen cars follow so close.
I mean, wheels this far apart.
yeah, through places where cars would have immediately lost all their downforce in last year's regs. So I think there is that potential, especially like watching them through the S's, if they're able to follow so close.
That would be, dude.
It would
imagine seeing F1 cars go wheel to wheel through the S's. That'd be insane.
It'd be awesome. I mean, even not wheel to wheel, but just be able to drive close to each other. They literally have to manufacture a gap, because if you try to follow somebody, you're just going to lose your downforce.
Yeah, manufacture a gap so you still remain in DRS. You can get
exactly.
Like, it's just, I hate that whole. So hopefully it can be kind of racy.
Yeah, it would be really fun to watch competitive racing at Suzuka, which are really the biggest competitive thing we saw last year was the race out of pit road.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be.
And Max saying that the McLaren was an expensive lawnmower.
Yeah.
That was like the most excitement.
Yeah. But I think, obviously we talked about, hold on, let's see if I can, I'm struggling with the third. Haas running the Godzilla car, that's pretty cool. Obviously we've all seen the Racing Bulls livery.
Yeah.
Who am I forgetting?
Mercedes.
Oh, duh. The wolf on the Mercedes. We're putting that one here. Look at it. It's funny, guys.
And also look at Toto Wolff.
Look at him.
Isn't he funny?
He's the best.
Doesn't he look like he's listening to like Nickelback right now?
No, he's
Or like
listening
Breaking
to...
Benjamin.
Yeah, he's listening to 3 Days Grace. Yeah.
Anyways, I think it's about time to give you guys a schedule, make some race
we
picks,
could
and get
go
the hell out of
deeper
here.
in F1, or we could get this show on the road, because we all got places to do and people to see.
I mean, what more is there to say about F1, really?
Fair.
Who's going to win the midfield battle? Can Red Bull put a
We
car
could
together?
dive deep into this, but
Here,
there will be time.
The one things that I will tell you is that I think me and Jack would both really love our teams to get our shit together, because I think if Jack has to see another car, DNS,
I would love either of my cars to start this week.
Yeah. If Jack has to see another DNS, I think he might explode. And
I can handle one. If it's both again, it might be the Brady and Oliver show next week.
If anybody DNSs or DNFs or doesn't get points out of that McLaren and they still find
even if they both crash on lap 1, at least it wasn't like, it wasn't, if the team cannot make the cars work, I will be frustrated. I can't be mad about crashing.
I was more gonna say for my case, if McLaren can't get it the fuck together and Red Bull still stays below them on the fucking constructor standings, my ass is gonna lose my mind.
After a double DNS, bro. Oh my goodness.
All right, so because we are all the way in Japan on Thursday at 10:10 p.m.
The start of the season is not nice to American viewers.
No. At 10:10 p.m. there is QP. No, not QP. FP1, excuse me.
That's the one. Qualifying practice one.
Qualifying practice one. FP1 at 10:10 p.m. on Thursday. At 1:40 a.m. is FP2 on Friday, obviously. Then
Crossover that Thursday night to Friday morning.
2:30 p.m. on that same Friday is the Indy NXT FP1. Practice one for IndyCar is later that day at 3:30. You have 4:30 O'Reilly's practice in Martinsville, 5:30 O'Reilly's qualifying in Martinsville, and then 7:30 Wheelands Modified Tour race. So a pretty loaded Friday. Not a lot of racing, but a lot of cars to see on track.
A lot of stuff to watch.
On Saturday at a whopping 1:25 a.m., we have qualifying in Japan. 10 a.m. has the qualifying for Indy NXT. 11 a.m. IndyCar Series has practice 2. At 12:30, Cup Series practice begins. At 1 p.m., the first Indy NXT race starts.
We're keeping it together, guys.
Cup qualifying is at 1:30 on Saturday. 2:30 is the IndyCar qualifying. 3:30 is the O'Reilly's race in Martinsville. 11:50 p.m. Formula One Japan Grand Prix. That's not that bad.
That might actually be when the broadcast starts. I might fact check editor Jack.
No, that might be real shit.
Because last time we looked at it on that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna pull up the F1 app. This is not getting cut. This is all live reaction to when is the F1 race in Eastern Standard Time.
That says 1 a.m.
Okay, so
that's probably when the stream starts. But still, so 1 a.m. For
you said 12:50, right?
Japan. I said 11:50.
Oh yeah, all right. So sorry guys, 1 a.m.
So 1 a.m. Sunday, and then 10 a.m. IndyCar warm-ups. 11 a.m. the second NXT race.
Watch it.
1 p.m. IndyCar race.
Do not sleep on feeder series.
I
see you sleeping on feeder series.
We have a 2 p.m. Formula E race for those of you who are interested.
Where are they this week?
Madrid,
okay.
And then 3:30, the Cookout 400 at Martinsville.
Shout out Cookout.
Shout out Cookout.
When's IndyCar on? Did I miss that? What time?
1. Did I not say that?
Wait. No, I think you did. Wait, IndyCar's on at 1 and the NASCAR's at 2:30?
Nope, NASCAR's at 3:30.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if they made those intersect when they're both on Fox, I would be so pissed off. That is the one blessing of NASCAR on Fox and IndyCar on Fox, is they will purposefully schedule these to not interfere, because once it goes to anybody else, they stop caring about that.
Yeah.
And then I have to...
I think it's that time to do some race
let's do
and get out of
some
here.
picks and wrap this John up.
You want to kick it off?
Yeah, let me kick it off here. I'm going to pull this up here. So let's do this in order. Let me think. So we're interjecting a new rule into this because we do have a tie this week, and no one likes a tie. No so if there's an even amount of races we would normally pick on, we are just going to make one random pick of a series we don't know as much about.
And just throw a dart at the board.
Yep, and that's going to be the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So to start us off, for the modified race, I'm going to pick Luke Baldwin. I could do more research, or I could just pick the one because I watched DBC. Sorry. Going to O'Reilly's, I'm going to go with Brent Cruz. A lot of hype around this kid. Do I think it's the favorite pick? Definitely not. But pick a dark horse sometimes, a kid who I know can do well. In a Gibbs car, Cup, I'm going to pick Larson. Partially because he's next to me, but partially because I think that Hendrick knows how to make a next-gen car fast at Martinsville.
Yeah.
They just do. William Byron won the race in the fall.
Yeah.
For IndyCar, I'm going to take Pato O'Ward. Again, another not clear choice there. And again, really, anyone with a Chevy engine is probably not going to win at a road course, but fuck it, we ball. And then our F1 podium, we're looking at a George Russell P1, Kimi Antonelli P2, and Lewis Hamilton P3. The easiest podium choice I've ever made in my entire life.
For the modifieds, I'm taking James Blowett.
Sorry, James.
The number 2 car. Taking it. Again, could have done more research, or I could have thrown it out at the board. Whatever. For O'Reilly's, I'm pretty much just going to predict that what happened last week is going to happen again this week, and we're going to see that number 7 car in victory lane 2 weeks in a row.
Not a bad choice.
Those JRM cars are fast. Justin Allgaier knows what he's doing.
He's good, and he's got some mo.
And he's got some mo. For Cup, I'm taking the 12 team. I know we've been talking about their problems.
They're
But
they're so good at Martinsville.
Ryan Blaney is that guy. Need I say more? I don't think I do.
The stash is all you need to know.
For IndyCar, I'm taking Alex Palou.
Moving on.
Mostly because he's just going to win the race.
He's going to win the race.
Now, for my podium, I could take George Russell to win because he's going to win.
Yeah, who'd do that, though?
Or I could take Kimi Antonelli to win because I want him to win.
Manifest it.
And then I could take Lewis Hamilton for a P2 because I think George Russell is going to finish P3.
This dude's on the crack pipe.
Again, so this is a less extreme version of what I did it for China, where I just think maybe George Russell has a problem. Maybe we have some kind of situation. Obviously that P2 is not going to happen on pace.
Guys, if George Russell finishes P3, he gets to have a 2-minute long segment where he just flames me. I'm putting this on the record. Specifically P3. If he finishes P4, don't count. If he finishes P2, don't count.
Just 2 minutes where I just get to...
Yeah, you just lay into
and
me.
If my podium is exactly right, I get an extra
5
minute.
minutes.
Yeah. 5 minutes.
I don't know if you want to hear 5 minutes of...
Tune in next week for 5 minutes of me roasting the shit out of Jack. Thank you all for watching. If you made it this far. I mean, even if you didn't, I guess.
You would never know.
Yeah, enjoy the racing.
Yeah, great weekend. We love when the big three are all racing.
Big three.
And with that, I guess deuces.
Yay. At 10:10 p.m. we have Japanese practice. Japanese practice.